Hello guys, Savat here, aka Doompiggy, and I am back with day 3 of the Oracle. Now, the last skills that I had training are still training, so there really hasn't been any progress there. To get these level 4s done, it does take about 2 days, so level 5 is coming up on those next, but that's not what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to be buying this one's going to give me damage, tracking speed, and heat seat activation. Yeah, and then next I'll do this one, which is going to be 3 days, so we'll go ahead and purchase this. And we'll train level 1, level 2, and the queue is back to being full again. So the whole plan is try to get the laser operation, large laser operation both to 4, the large laser upgrade to 4, advanced large laser upgrade to 4. Once I get everything here to 4, I'm going to see how much the 5s take, and I'm going to make a decision. And that decision is going to be between... Where is it? I'm in the wrong place. Advanced Battle Cruiser Engineering, which is going to give me that capacitor reduction, as well as increase my damage as well. For the bonuses on the ship, as well as going to give me additional capacitor by 3%, an additional 5% power grid, which really isn't needed, and the warp capacitor need by another 10%, so I might actually just go into this one, which will be a 15-day skill. We'll actually have to see once I get there and see how long those skills are actually going to be to take to train, but I just kind of wanted to show you where I'm at now and getting the skills that I need to actually fly this ship properly. Alright, so I have a new fit here for today. As you can see, I have no money. My money's all gone. I'm down to 40 million. But that's because I splurged and spent a little bit of money to try out another fit. This particular fit, I went ahead and replaced all the tops with the Corpus C-type large beam lasers. I've got Caldari Navy stasis webifiers, 2 of them. I did upgrade to the Republic Fleet target painter. I think that's all I had really around. And I got a new hood ornament, the Mark 7 hammerhead. Is that a medium one? I'm sure I put a medium one in here, right? Yeah, medium recon drone. A question was asked on one of the comments regarding this actual drone here. If I take the drone out, it has an M there. An M means it can fit a medium drone. It cannot fit a large drone as far as I am aware. Now, for my rigs, I did put some rigs in here. The rigs are placeholders. I got a semiconductor memory cell 1, and I just cracked open a couple of prototypes just to put in there until I can afford to actually put the big boys. I am going to get the semiconductor memory cells to give myself more cap so I can become more stable. And in here, I have a ton of these boxes, so I just put this in there for now. This does almost absolutely nothing. 12% armor does give the armor, puts the armor up to 11,508. I'm actually thinking about putting the one that makes my shield booster pump for a bit more. Alright, so with these particular lasers, I'm sitting at, and I only have one tracking computer in here. Optimal range is 55.71 with a 19.85 fall off. Another question I got was the tracking computer. They thought that it only worked on cannons. It actually helps turrets. So any weapon of a turret type, and lasers are a turret type, as well as cannons, as well as the hybrids. So all of those will be just fine. And I believe the decomposers will also, they're also considered turrets. So all of this will apply to all of those. The only thing it really doesn't apply to is missiles. Right now I do have a Corpus C-type adaptive armor hardener. Still haven't upgraded this yet. I got my basic heatsink. I got a Corellium C-type medium armor repairer. And I have the Gistum C-type medium micro warp drive. Now another comment that I did see as well did indicate that, well, when the frigates approach me, they're going to turn off my micro warp drive if they scram me. So why not use a afterburner? Well, if a frigate catches up to me with this thing's speed, I'm not going to be able to outrun it anyway. The micro warp drive is more there for a couple of different reasons. One is to keep the distance that I need during combat versus most of the ships, and I only have to turn it on for a little bit and then can turn it off. And it can actually move me quite a big distance. The other reason is, at the end of combat, I can zip around and pick up my loot. So this is this particular build. As you can see, the armor resistances aren't very good because I don't have much in there. They will go up a little bit. I think all of them are going to be in the 40-ish area. I think this one's in the low 30s, but the rest of them are around that 40-ish, which is a little better than nothing. But that's fine. We're going to try to stay a little bit further ranged out with this particular build. Alright, so we got all that done. I actually did pick up a mission. The mission that I picked up was Cunning Means Hard. Now this recommends a T9 battleship in order to do. It is only a 6,500,000 ISK reward. I could get utterly destroyed in this mission. I've never actually done it before. This is going to be a dry run, basically. And we'll see exactly what happens. It is one of the quests for the Bad Hair Day, but I've already actually done this on one of the weaker difficulties. But we're going to try it out over here and see exactly how hard this is going to be. And if this ship is actually capable of even doing this. It's hard to believe that we got the T8 missions, we get the new ships, and the new ship is still too weak to even do... This is one of the medium missions on hard. It's too weak to do according to what their standards are. Alright, so we're going to go to Cosmic Anomaly, and here's our Cunning Means. And we are going to warp 64 out.
Warp drive active.
So this is a Caldari mission. I am scared they're going to have some big boys that are just going to pelt me with missiles, and there's not going to be much I can do about it, and I'm going to have to get out of there. So what do we have? Okay. Looks like we've got 2 battle cruisers. We're going to orbit at 60. Oh, that's not what we want to fire. We want to fire on the closest one. Turn on the target painter. And let's set the orbit to 55. Now I haven't actually been looking at the damage there. Those lasers just decided to stay there. 3,527. Alright, so these ships should all be more of the correct size for this ship to fight. Now, so it should have placed the damage much better than doing the lower tier missions. So I am watching very carefully. I don't want to get close at all. Getting close is going to mean my death. I also want to keep an eye on the Cosmic Anomaly there and make sure that I'm not too far off of it. Okay, we don't want to fire on that one. We want to take out the little ships first. Okay, we missed. I've been hit. Hoo hoo hoo! So so that was a pretty big wave of missiles, but they all just kind of hit me once and then stopped. 4,373 on the Naga 2. That was a huge chunk of damage. Look at that. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. Alright, so he's firing some missiles back at me. So at this range, again sitting at 61, ooh, another volley of missiles hits. Here comes another one. So even sitting back here at 62, I'm in range of the missiles. That is pretty scary. Alright, let's have a look here. So this is sitting at 70 km. It hits for 3,000. These lasers, 55, 65. So 70 is putting me almost half damage. Alright, so this guy's firing missiles as well. Are these missiles... Yeah, they are hitting me. Even sitting out here at 72. So these are tier 9 guys, and they have some major range on them. Just like myself. I'm getting a bit more out of range here. Let's move back in. Because apparently if he can still hit me, there's no reason to sit out of this particular range. We can get more in range. We're grazing for 1,600. Yeah, so these are going to be pretty long. And this is just the first wave. So one of the things is kind of confusing me a little bit. It's like the ship stops firing. Here comes another volley of missiles. Either that or those missiles are just really, really slow to launch. Oof, another 1,100. Alright. So let's go ahead and activate this. And 772. Yeah, I can't quite figure out what's going on. They're not firing their missiles very often. I wonder if this is a thing on how the rats work. Or what, because he should be just chain firing on me. Here comes another volley. Should do another 1,000? Yeah, low shields. Alright, we're looking at the Cosmic Anomaly. Cunning means we're 90 km away. Alright, let's start approaching the station just in case. And the reason is I'm worried. If anything comes in that I can't handle, I'm gonna be able to get out of there. I was a 400,000 ISK on that one ship. I don't. There's a battleship in there. A Manticore. Ooh. Well, this is scary. So let's hit this and focus fire and see what that does. I can hit. Alright, 105. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit without the target computer on, or the tracking computer. Yeah, 0. Let's stop wasting cap. And let's orbit. Let's move closer. A Scorpion. So we actually have a battleship in this particular one. Well, we knew we were going to see it, boys. We knew we were going to see it. Can you stop firing, please? What has us? The Manticore 2. Alright, so this is the guy we definitely do want to take out. And we will be doing this next. So still sitting at 93. Might be able to start hitting now. Yeah, it's not doing any damage though. So from 81 km, we are able to, without the tracking computer activated, we're able to strike some hits in there. Yeah, so if I was in range for these guys, the damage would be doing a whole lot more. We still are getting some misses in there. It is dead. We're going to move on to the next one. The Pitham Blackbird. Oof! Something is firing missiles. Are you firing missiles? No. You are firing missiles. And you are firing rails. Alright. So the one with the missiles is going to be, I think, our biggest issue. Which we will go ahead and work on after this guy. Let's go ahead and focus fire you down. We'll use our damage to see if we can get a little bit more out there. Two shots on that one. Alright, let's get you shot down next. So at 71, it doesn't look like they can hit me. Now we're going to turn off a little bit. Actually, if I'm facing that way, let's come this direction. That should help us get a little bit closer range without actually traveling straight at them. Yeah, we want to keep a little bit of angular velocity going on. Woof. So I'm kind of excited because if I get the range ups on this ship, I think I may be able to sit out at these ranges without having the tracking computer active and be able to apply full damage. I think I might be able to get this thing up to sitting out here with a half tank on like I have now. 4,000 damage at 61 km. 3,900. So yeah, this thing is blapping this battleship. Let's turn on the damage. 4,153. These battleships are tanky boys. Now I want to see where I am in relation to the 70 off. Alright. This isn't bad at all. Yet. We are starting to get down to no shields left. So where is our defense at now? 37, 61, 49, 41, 38. So this battleship is applies quite a bit of damage once you start getting in range. But we're doing quite a bit of damage back. And our Cosmic Anomaly is sitting at 67. I want to get a little further. And this is what I worry about. My capacitor. This thing is not capacitor stable yet at all. And these battleships can take quite some time to get through. What do we have this round? Okay. So you, we're gonna pick first. And we're gonna try to blap you from way out here. And then you next. Alright, we still can get some hits in. See if we can get that target painter doing anything for us. And while we're way out here, let's see if we can get our shield back up. Alright, that should be perfect. Now let's take a look at our ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have all of them on here. Our two big boys are on the end. I don't want to get too close. .93 km may be a little far. Let's turn around here for a hot minute. Let's go ahead and activate that. Get that taken care of, and we're going to attack you next. Let's go ahead and lock these guys up since they're the only things here. We have one wave after this one. We are taking some hits. Let's go ahead and approach. Alright, so we got one tick of 1,762,000. Let's slow down. They want to stay in a tight-knit group there. Let's activate this. 4,000, not bad. Now that we're in the armor, we're doing about half damage. Still keeping the big guys at 90 km away. Let's take a look. You are firing missiles. They're both firing missiles. Foo-foo-foo! And those missiles hurt. Alright, we're back out to 90 km. Got him. Now I might actually end up having to warp out. Orbit at 80. So I still think I need a little bit more range to be able to do this safe. Here comes another volley of missiles at 95. Still hits me. Wow. The thing that's scary about this is I believe both of those ships don't normally carry missiles, so they're not getting a missile range bonus or anything that I'm aware of. I don't know enough about them, honestly. The Pitham Naga to a Tier 9 ship. Oof. Alright, let's get in a little closer. Here comes another volley of missiles. I don't understand these missiles sometimes. Why are some reaching out and hitting me hard, and then others seem to not be? This is a very confusing thing about these particular rats. Alright, so I'm wondering if the rock is... Rock. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? I don't know. Yeah, I think he's using torpedoes or he can't hit 80 km out. He can hit 78 though. So let's start moving. We don't want to take too much damage. This ship is not a tanky ship. I do need to increase the range on this ship. I want to be able to stay into optimal range. Okay. Yeah, 80 it can't hit. So looks like 80 is its sweet spot there. If I stay out of that 80 range, it cannot hit me. I don't know what's going on with the other ship. I haven't seen it do anything. Start moving back in. Matter of fact, what I should do is set orbit to this guy to 81. There, we should be alright. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Cosmic Anomaly. We are 97 km. Alright. Oops, I should have waited to fire that. That was a dud. Is this guy a battleship? It looks like a giant gun. A giant gun shooting missiles. Alright, let's try orbiting at... Yeah, he can hit me here still. Let's move in then. I don't understand, because he wasn't hitting me at 81. He didn't hit me with that volley. Now I'm at 79. He should hit. He didn't. 78? This is the most confusing thing. We didn't have a hit there either. At 74. Let's just orbit at 72. Hey, he hit me. Orbit. $74? We have been struck again. Ouch. So the only thing that I can really imagine is what's going on here is the flight time of these missiles. It depends on which way he's going and what I'm going. But how is it hitting me out at 81? Okay, they're hitting successfully now. So we might as well get in range if we're just gonna get peppered. So, for these Caldari ships, the battleships, that's got to be a battleship. It is taking a ton of damage. Tons of damage. Okay, and I'm sitting at 34 cap right now. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn back around. I'm going to have to start aligning. This thing's just not cap stable enough to hold. $65. Man. Just peppering me. And Cosmic Anomaly, I am sitting at 99 off. Alright, we can reduce our speed. Actually, we can increase it. We're about to kill him. Let's do this a couple of times. And let's see where these guys spawn in at, what spawns in, and what we can do. 400,000. Oof. Wow. We got 2 of those battleships. Okay. We're going to activate and fire. Excellent. Let's turn that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's turn off the laser. See if we can get back into range. With the lasers off, the cap actually starts coming back pretty fast, so I do think that skill is going to be very, very important. Let's lock you up as well. Alright. Let's turn you off, we're not in range. Those battleships are going to be brutal. One of them was rough. Two? So if I'm going to fight with this ship with the long range, I'm probably going to need to put a stronger tank on it, actually. I think I'm going to have to be real picky and choosy on what I fight. I don't think I'm going to want to fight Caldari. The spread of damage from the missiles is just too much. I'm doing even damage to everything. If I fight something like Galinta, I just have to worry about thermal and kinetic, primarily kinetic. And if I fight a Mar, I have to worry about primarily EM and thermal. But they have armor tanks, and I use lasers. We'll have to see. I don't even know if this mission is worth the amount of time it takes to try to do this safe, this T9 mission. I mean, I've already been in here. We went over the fitting, and it's been a total time of recording of 43 minutes. These guys scare me. Let's orbit closer if I can. I'm just trying to make sure I dictate the ranges correctly, so I'm not going to get blapped by all three of these guys. Alright, so what it looks like is on these missions here, I didn't see one frigate, I don't think. Well, I guess there was a couple. Manticores, maybe? Yeah, it's gotta be the Manticores. Alright. So it looks like with the tracking computers you get about 2 shots off per. And then you gotta wait a minute before you can do it again. And this guy wants to stay He wants to stay in there. He's like, I've got my protection. Two battleships, man. So, ranging these guys is possible. Shooting them with lasers at quite a big distance is possible. The more skills that we get, the better that this is going to get. But right now, I would say this ship's still a little too weak. Okay. Let's start moving in. So we're sitting at 90 km out. 89. I'm just trying to see when they start hitting me. '87. Okay. We're at 83 and 88, and they can't seem to strike me. We got another tick of another million. So 2,900,000. Alright, 82 and 75. And they're still not hitting me. Hmm. '82 and 74. It's kind of like they're sitting still, basically. That one's gone. That was 200,000. Alright, so let's orbit you at 70. 69 is fine. Get a little bit closer. We got an 82 and a 72. These guys are now using railguns? Wasn't the last one using missiles? Okay. Let's try to do 60 then. When they have the railguns, maybe they don't have quite the same range as the missiles. Alright, we have one with missiles. Him. He's got railguns. Missiles incoming. Ooh, we got a hit. Alright, so let's orbit at 67. comes another batch. We're at 65. It still hits. 66. Looks like we're good. Those missed. Alright, so we can go ahead and use our computer and our damage. And hopefully we can get some nice hits in here. Yeah, okay, so what it looks like here is with the actual railguns themselves, the range for these particular battleships is about 66 km. So if you're sitting at 67, you're out of range. I wouldn't say you're out of range. You can probably take some hits, but not very many. And I'm also out of range of the missiles. Well, I don't know about the railguns. I apologize. The missiles on these guys, 66 seems to be the spot where they can hit you. And then poof, they just go away. Huh. So I probably don't need to run that guy. I do need to increase the range. We didn't use the micro warp drive at all. Didn't need to. Only thing we needed it for really was to get our loot at the end, so I guess this could actually be replaced with more range. Alright, time for the real start here. We're down to the last guy. Okay, so he can hit whenever... He can hit out at this range when you don't have angular velocity on him. Let's see if we can get within our optimal range on him since he is the last cowboy. My hood ornament did a wonderful job. It's just been sitting there giving us moral support. We took 68 points of damage. $122. Alright, we are now in optimal range. It looks like so are they. Huh. Let's turn off the micro warp drive and see how well they're able to place their damage at this range. Alright, so with the micro warp drive on, we were seeing hits for 400. 700. Hmm. Alright, I'm sorry, capacitor. And just in case, I kind of want to see. We're only 48 km off of this, so if there is another wave, I could be in trouble. So let's go ahead and turn around and start approaching. Just in case I miscalculated. I did not. Alright. So my recording time with the explanation of the ship, we're sitting at about 57 minutes. Now we can go ahead and turn that off and go collect our loot. And we got another 6,175,000 from that. So 6, 7, 8, 9 million in an hour. It's kind of bad. That's kind of real bad. So I still do need to get some work and get everything streamlined, but this was able to actually do this particular encounter. We're just going to grab the rest of our loot here real quick. This should give tier 7 and 9 loot, I believe. So depending on what we actually loot on here, it might actually be worth a little bit as well. We got a Mark 9 shield booster. Level 9 Caldari debris. Mark 9 torpedoes. So where I was worried about the frigates, it seems like the battleships are actually the scary thing. More level 9 Caldari debris. We did spread these guys around, though. Man, I don't remember killing that many. Well, there's definitely got to be faster ways to do the missions, but if you guys wanted to see a mission run, well, we went ahead and ran one of these missions. This was the tier 9 on hard. We got a large missile. What does it say our loot is right now? It says we made about 2 million more in loot. I guess the real proper thing is going to be to see how much it actually sells for. Mark 9. I imagine with all this stuff given Mark 9 loot, and since Mark 9 or Tier 9 isn't in the game yet, this stuff may be worth something, but you can't use it, so it's probably not going to be worth that much. And faction gear is still better than this, so most of the time this is probably going to be used for scrap stuff. Bunch of junk. Loot! I'm making big mistakes. I thought that loot was like right next to my ship. I'm like, what's going on? We have some hidden loot here? Alright. Let's go back and forth. So all in all, is this mission worth it? I mean, I don't think so. If you enjoy testing stuff out and everything, yeah. I mean, it was pretty safe. I never really was in trouble, even if my capacitor would run low, or I would get warp. Well, I didn't never get warp scrammed. I would never get warp scrammed if all those ships were as slow as that. I was far enough away that I can blow up pretty much anything that came at me. Multiple battleships getting on you if you actually got in there too close. The ship's tank just isn't tanky enough in the current fit to do anything about that. And that is 9 jumps away. Alright, so let's take a look. No, not the fitting. It says this is about an additional 4 million in loot. Let's say I get half of that. And if I can eke out 2 million for this stuff. If I can eke out 2 million, then this entire encounter was worth...
Warp drive active.
$12 million, roughly. So, I would definitely recommend putting in a lot more skills before you start getting into doing that. You could probably do this a whole lot faster on a whole lot of other ships. So, the time frame versus all of that, I don't know about all that. But this has been my showcase for today, and it also did include the combat video, so I hope you guys did enjoy it for the ones who wanted to see the combat, and for the guys who like the fitting, I put that right at the beginning. If you are still watching, please go ahead and leave a like, and if you definitely are still watching, please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.